Hello there, thank you for joining me everyone. Today we're going to do a bit of a mix. We're going to do a bit of landscape and a bit of portrait mixed into one. So what we're painting here today is Epstein's Island, yes. So this is Epstein's Island here. And as you can see, here is the man himself, old Jeffrey in the sky there. Now Jeffrey looks a bit lonely there, doesn't he, in the sky? Yep. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to add a few clouds to make him a bit less lonely. Give him some company there in the sky. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to just quickly dab a little, use this feathered brush here, get a bit of white with a little dash of blue and red. We're just going to do a bit of this, just a little, see that there? See it there? And we're just going to keep doing a bit of that, a bit more of this. There you go. Look at that. Jeffrey looks a bit more happy already, doesn't he? Now, what you're going to do there is add a bit more blue to that white and just feather underneath, because we're using really cheap acrylics here, the worst paints you could ever imagine using. And as you can see, it creates a really awful looking cloud, but I'm not made of money, so fuck you, that's what we're going to say there. And yeah, so we're just going to keep adding clouds now. We'll go back to the clouds because, you know, this is going to be a short video. I just want to show you what we're doing here. And at the end, you'll see kind of the finished result. So what we're going to do now is going to move over to the building over here. As you can see there, nice, beautiful building. White and blue stripes. Beautiful building. To think of the horrors that happened in that building, the horrible things, the abuses to children and so forth. But the juxtaposition of a beautiful building on the outside with the horrors within. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to think about? So what we're going to do here is, you can see, we're just going to add a bit of white shine on the top there. There you go. Bit of white. That's not coming out right, is it? No, that's awful. I'll tell you why. Again, cheap paints. Really cheap paints. But you know, you get the idea anyway. We're going to add some shine later on to the dome here. I don't know what that dome means or why they put the dome there, but there's a bronze dome. I think they actually took the bronze dome down after taking over the island. I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe there were secrets in the dome. Who knows? But I know the building's still there, and hopefully it's still in use. So there you go. Now we're going to move on to the little people that are here. What do we have here? Oh my goodness! If it's not old P. Diddy himself. And the late great, forgot his name, Stephen Hawking. The late great the late great Stephen Hawkins. There we go. There's Stephen Hawkins there. As you can see, a recurring visitor of the island, as we know from the Epstein records. He liked small people for some reason. If you look into it, you know, we used to call them midgets. We don't call them midgets anymore, of course. That's not a term we would use. But yes, of course, as you can see here, nice definition I've put there on his ribs. Not much muscle, as he didn't use any of his limbs. And very clever man. So to be respected regardless of what he did on the island. Now over here we have Sean something P. Diddy something Holmes. I forgot his name. P. Diddy Holmes. Mr. P. Diddy himself, the diddler. And as you can see here, his face not looking like P. Diddy yet, but eventually I will get it to look like him. But for now, he looks more like, I'm not really sure, to be honest, but we're going to have to change his face. As we know, P. Diddy was of Somalian descent, so we can change they have quite triangular faces, so we're going to triangulate his face a little bit there and make that a bit more P. Diddy-esque. Nice white suit. We're going to put some shine. And once this painting done, I think it's going to come along nicely. I'm going to add all our favourites from the island. We're going to add, you know, who's your favourite from the island? I don't know. Who is on the island?
Tom Hanks.
Maybe a bit of Tom Hanks, Castaway. Castaway on the Epstein Island. Also, we're going to add a few more people, you know, maybe ex-presidents, maybe current presidents. Prince Andrew we'll put somewhere. Oh, the old great Brit.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, of course, and we'll also add here later on. I'll add obviously the Epstein flight, the jet, which transported people back and forth to the island. You know, that's how we know who was here. Of course, all the flight records that they have, and isn't it fun? And none of these people were prosecuted. Only Jeffrey himself, bless him. All he did was create an island so everyone could have a good time, and sadly, he obviously he took his own life eventually. And